So what are we talking about today? I thought we could talk about pulling along the pain of our path. And we know we all pretty much do that all the time. We're pulling along those ancestral codes and imprints and the pain of what has been accumulated, not just from our own personal past, but what is embedded as imprints and codes and sensing and awarenesses, experiences, trauma, hardship, all those things that have been part of our line. We really are pulling all that along. None of us come into a life and a family and a line just brand new, fresh, and nothing embedded in our energy system. We all come in with massive memory and massive connection to awareness that we don't always know what that's about. And that's part of the struggle of being alive, is that we are holding awarenesses that don't absolutely connect with us, but sometimes they feel so overwhelming that we don't know how to get out of these spaces. We can sometimes feel very lost and very alone, very sad inside of our life, especially when we're holding imprints of great trauma or grief or pain, loss, anger, hate or rage. Those energies are so depleting on our systems. And when we have that and we cannot explain it, that's when it becomes really, really painful. We all have known those places. When we come into an energy, or we come into a feeling, or we come into an environment, or we connect with another, and suddenly we feel ignited, we feel overwhelmed, or we feel incredibly agitated or sad. Something happens in our energy field, and we then go instantly into our own blaming and shaming. And that's the pity. That's where we go wrong, is when we take it on, we blame and shame and judge and condemn ourselves. That's where we go wrong in the story. So we're going to talk about that today and hold ourselves so gently while we unwrap a little bit of what this story is about. And if it's safe for you, then allow yourself to come into a place of deep quiet. You might even be able to close your eyes and just come into a very gentle inner space. I'm going to play these beautiful tone therapy bells for us. Let's take a deep breath in first and bring ourselves into the space. Deep breath. And as you take this breath into your beautiful body, settle yourself down, close your eyes. Just for the next moment, become very aware of you holding a moment and a space in time. And the awareness of you as a body, a beautiful being that can hold a space. Because you have a form, because you have a body, and because you have a mind, we can be mindful of how we are here now. As these tones come into your awareness, breathe them in fully, expand and open your belly, your chest, your throat. And as you breathe out, relax, release, let go, settle down. Imagine that you are dropping your awareness into this moment, like dropping a beautiful drop of consciousness into a pool of awareness, like one drop into a still pond. And watch these ripples beginning to open up. In your mind's eye, feel like every drop coming in to this moment here from each and every one of us is creating a connection of our intention. We imagine those beautiful circles that are being created beginning to overlap, And the pattern, if we could step up and look down, would look like the flower of life, interlocking, interconnecting, perfect circles that are created with one perfect drop. And become aware that that perfect drop is you. That you are here to hold a space through this mind-body being, to hold it in a form with a gift that is embedded and encoded in this form. And the gift that is you being here, holding this energy, is able to open around you in this beautiful ripple and create itself. Become aware of this as nature, as truth. If we take a drop and drop it into a still pond, we don't beg it to create the ripples. It opens, it creates, it is creation. And if we come into the space, we are creation. We are the very breath of the divine. We are connected to the highest vibration of light and love. We are encoded to be here in our own magnificent, unique way. And the way that you are here, and I am here, and the other is here, we are each a gift holding an absolute resonance that is our own unique imprint. I could not be your beautiful drop of perfection. You could not be mine. And we absolutely would not want to be. Because if you were the same as me and you had the same frequency, resonance, same gift to bring in, then one of us is not needed. Whatever you are holding in your awareness, whatever has come in through your whole line, the ancestral journey, the karmic journeys, all those awareness to this point here where you are, more magnificent than what you can imagine, is the position that you hold in this time, space, in this moment. So truly feel that now, as you take a deep breath into your beautiful body. Welcome in your guides, divine presence, the highest vibration of light and love. We ask that all our guides can be in this space now. We imagine that we have created a collective energy space like a beautiful powder chrysalis. We imagine this like a cathedral of energy. Imagine if all of us were inside of it with all our guides. Imagine the collective field that we would be creating as we entered into this beautiful sacred space, a gracious space, opening our hearts to each other, to the awareness that we are here to imprint and connect into this life in a spectacular, magnificent, unique way. And whatever we know that we might perceive as broken, understand that what you know as pain and hardship or struggle, despair or longing, illness, whatever that might be, whatever you know and whatever you're holding in your beautiful being, that is what is being brought into this cathedral now. And when we see our collective pain and sadness and hardship and suffering, we imagine we all put this down in a center place and then stood back, created a circle around all the space of pain and sadness, and we really looked at it, we would see that all of this collective grief, it has a code that is distinctive to every single one. And the code within every single one of these is the code of survival and suffering. For the longest time, our human species, right up to this point where we stand now, has been in the greatest endeavor to just survive. And so everything that we hold inside of this chapel, this beautiful cathedral now, we hold it with immense love and gratitude. We hold it with all our hearts for what it is that has come through in our awareness from our line and also in us and in this experience that we are getting right now. It is revealing to us what it is that we have been enduring for so very long. And it is revealing to us why we have been holding it so long, so that we could survive. And look around, here we are. We have survived. This is awesome. This is beyond words miraculous. And we've survived because we've always had another caring, compassionate, kind soul, somewhere in our own journey, somewhere in our line. Even in the deepest, darkest, most savage stories of our history, there have been the light beings. There have been those who've held and protected and comforted, hidden those from grief and horror. Always along these pathways there have been light beings that have helped this species say it's not hopeless. It is not beyond, it looks like that, it is devastating, but I want you to be here now. You being here will enable the next generation and the next generation to come in until this moment where you are here now. We're standing back and we're looking at all the story and we're seeing it, the great story of survival. And all the pain and all the hardship. Imagine that we could create an agreement amongst us to let go of all the shaming and the blaming, the judgment, the hate, the regrets and the guilt of all these accumulated stories. Imagine we could stand back here and we could regard all of this with immense love and compassion, kindness and forgiveness, deep understanding. In those times where choices were made that were so devastating and so hard, there were no choices. And the best choice that could be made was just to survive. And we are here because of that. Hold that. Hold that with all your heart, my loves. Feel the worthiness of this great struggle. It has brought us to a point of immense awareness. Something we could never have known unless we'd had this massive experiencing, this crashing, connecting and colliding with each other. At this point, every soul in this space, this cathedral that we are creating here, knows what it is that we would choose and never choose again. This is like gold to awareness. Because if we don't know what we would never choose again, we run the risk of choosing it again without thinking, without being conscious or mindful. In the mindfulness of being here now. In the awareness of what it is that we are holding, because we are here holding the history of our line all the way back through time. And because we are alive at this time, awakening, conscious and becoming clear, we hold the gift for what might still come in the field forward. Imagine the place that you hold. And if you knew that carrying all this pain a step further would not enhance the line coming in, if you knew that what you had to carry was so that you would know, so that you could choose at a pivotal time of our human experience, what would you choose now with all your heart and all your soul? Just hold yourself there. I'm going to bring in those tones now, and I would love it for you to drop so deeply, deeply into the space and think about what it is that you would project with all your heart and all your soul. What light, what forgiveness, what kindness, what compassion, what deep, profound understanding. What would you project into the space? And what would we do together if we knew the collaboration of this frequency could expand consciousness and amplify it in the most profound way? What would you do? Hold the space here, my treasures, and take a deep breath in and come into a quietness. And hold yourself so gently. Because of what I have known, because of the pain that I have been pulling along, I know. Because of how my body has held the pain, my mind has held it. My energy system has held it. It's held it so that I would come to a point of knowing when it is marked as known, when we agree that it is at the point where we no longer need to gather this information in our form to be informed to the form. We don't need to get any more information about what it is that we would choose. Imagine that you just drop the stories that you've been carrying, all the labels, all the hurt, all the anger, the rage, the judgment, the shame, the blame, the guilt. Heavy garments that have been laid upon us, burdensome, so tired, so old. Take them off. Just let them fall to the earth. Imagine setting yourself free with the code that is in your soul, your deepest heart's desire for what it is that you would bring in for you. That is the gift you are bringing in for all. What you desire with all your heart is what humanity desires with all its soul. Feel that. Honor it, hold it, amplify it. If you drop into any place of doubt, I don't deserve and how can I, then we will be back inside of the great quagmire. Don't go there. Claim it, hold it. There's been enough suffering. We truly don't need any more. That vibration is so low and so sickly, sick. We cannot play in it anymore. Be willing to claim your health, your wellness, your strength, your beauty, your courage, your purposefulness. Be willing to claim it no matter what, no conditions, no reliance upon anybody else, no stories, just claim it. Claim it with the confidence of one who is so filled with faith and absolute. Stand there now and claim it. With all my heart, with all my soul, I stand holding a vibration that is so strong, so powerful. And here I am. Beautiful you. Just hold that energy there. And just breathe. And be as still as you possibly can. Imagine now that every cell, bone, marrow, nerve, tissue and fiber, every atom, telomere and mitochondria of your being has received a new message. And the message is coming straight from your divine heart. With all my heart and with all my soul, may this that I yearn for, long for, and would love to bring into my life, may it be. May it be. See yourself claiming and marking a space in time, a moment in time. Stand in your moment of time. Mark this position. In your mind, visualize the entire ancestral line forwards and backwards in this no time of the quantum field. And see yourself marking your space where you are. No mistake that you are here at this pivotal time of our human journey. No mistake that what you know as pain is able to transform because you are here as a form. We are in a form to be informed. We perform with each other. And when we've stopped playing the game of accumulating information, we transform. It is the next level. Ask your beautiful being, do you have enough information? Or do you need another roundabout, another round of knowing on the great roundabout? Do you need to do it all over again and again and again? And if it's coming up again and again and again, it's saying, will you please pay attention now? Will you please stop and see what it is? If it is a pattern, if it's a cycle, if it repeats, it's because you are here to do something with the patterns that are there. Those embedded codes, that pain, it's your divine agreement to do something with it. It is not going to let you go. It's going to snag you and hook you and pull you into that loop until you see it. See it. I am not broken. I am just so open, so aware. Because of what my body and my mind is experiencing and willing to feel, I know. I so deeply, deeply know. Validate that knowing. Yes, we feel so deeply, my darlings. We feel so, so, so deeply, don't we? And that is because we can heal so deeply. If we just felt things in a peripheral way, it would be like putting the icing on the cake and smoothing it over. It would be enough. Our willingness to feel so deeply is in exact connection to our ability to heal so deeply. The two sit side by side. If you are willing to walk deeply into the place of pain and know it so absolutely in your mind, body, and your entire space around you, you are a profound healer. It takes one of immense courage to step into the darkest, heaviest, saddest places, to bring light there. It's so much easier to stand on the outside and say, oh, blessings to you all, blessings to you all. And stand on the outside, just wave your hands but not go in. But for those who go into those places that are dark and sad and heavy, you are the healers. You are the ones who know it. You know it so well that you know how to find the way, all the way deep down into the deepest, darkest secrets and pain and hardship. And then you switch on your light because you remember who you are. You bring the light into the deepest, darkest spaces. Everything that we have been gathering in our awareness is so that we can be aware. So that. And here you are. Beautiful you. So take a deep breath into that, my treasures. Please affirm who you are in this moment. Create an agreement, a contract with you right now in the space where you are. Imagine that you're marking a place upon this earth right now in this mind, body, being. You're putting up a signpost on this entire family line. It is at this point that I choose something different for my line. And no one needs to know, and no one needs to agree. There's no place where there can be conditions and oh well, but, maybe, if, when. None of that story. Just choose it because you know. Choose it because if someone chooses it, it can be chosen. If no one chooses it and everyone's waiting for everybody else or the situation to get better or for me to get better, it will not be chosen. Choose it now with all your heart and all your soul. We have got no more time for silly nonsense. We've got no more time in the story to continue to play in it. Truly hear that, feel it, understand it, acknowledge it now. Mark the space where you are, hold the space where you are with all your heart and all your soul, and connect in. Beautiful you. And that's why we're here. And that's why we've been pulling the pain along for such a long time. And now we know, and now we remember, and now we see. And now we claim, hold, and declare that from this moment on, we are holding a different energy so that a different energy can come in, a much higher frequency, filled with the light of love and kindness and compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, generosity. So many wonderful energies we can just hold. And it's not a doing thing, it's a holding being, like a lighthouse on a dark night. Just stand in your place and transmit an energy. There's no performance required, nothing for you to do, no certification to get, no validation, no conditional energy. Get that very clear. It's the easiest and the most difficult thing for us to do. The easiest because it does not require anything else except for a moment of recognition of self, of your higher self, and be willing to stand fully, completely within that in this moment in time. That is it. No other stories. Could you do it? Could you do that for you? Could you allow that for you? Oh, I just so hold you in my heart for this now. May you truly see this, may you feel it, and may the ripple effect that is created through this start to open up around you. May you begin to see the miracles unfolding in your own life. Because this is what happens when we step into a higher energy frequency. Something else starts to play. Something else starts to resonate. Possibilities, opportunities, something else. Beautiful. All right, lovely. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, come on into the space again. Hold yourself here with all your heart and all your soul. Anchor yourself into this moment. We thank our guides and divine presence for being so close to us and holding us so gently. We think of this beautiful cathedral, this chrysalis of light and love that we have created. And when you feel like you want to revisit it, imagine that you can just walk straight back there and anchor and hold and reclaim your energy, clear your frequency quickly. It's a beautiful energy space that is being created. May it serve you well, and may you find your way there whenever you need to reconnect or amplify your energy. So lovely, my treasure. Beautiful you. Well done, my sweethearts.